What's up guys, I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. If you're struggling with thin brown grass, then you need to stick around because in today's video, I'm going to show y'all how anybody can have a thick, green, healthy Bermuda lawn. So I just wanted to show y'all a quick example of just how thick Bermuda grass could actually get. And what you're looking at right here is a container of my backlapping compound, just what we use to sharpen our reels. And you can see that it's just sitting right on top of the turf here. So you can see right there. And even, right now I'm gonna give you a bird's eye view with my hand. You can see that no matter what angle we're looking at, you're not gonna see soil, you're not gonna see any dirt. And even if I try to pull apart the grass blades, and hopefully y'all can see that, if I'm not getting the shadow in the shot, you're just going to see stolons that are actually running across the soil system on top of the soil. So as your grass gets thicker and thicker, it's going to reduce the amount of weed pressure you have in your lawn, and you're going to be able to use less and less herbicide. Having a thick green lawn really comes down to three things, and you're probably already doing all three of these things in your yard, but most of us aren't doing them correctly. And that's what's holding us back from having the yard we want as opposed to the yard we have. All right, I just wanted to jump in here and give y'all a couple of disclaimers on ways that we won't get thicker Bermuda grass. And if you've watched a few of my videos, I might sound a little bit like a broken record here, but the first way is if your yard is getting too much shade, because Bermuda is just flat out not shade tolerant. It wants full sun and it wants heat. And if it's not getting those things, then it's just not going to thrive. So if you have too much shade in your yard, Bermuda is not going to be right for you. And then the second thing, and this one I'm actually going to recommend against doing, is overseeding your hybrid Bermuda lawn with common Bermuda seed. You cannot get seed for most of our Bermuda lawns. Most of our Bermuda lawns are hybrid and they were laid as sod. You cannot buy seed for that to overseed. If you buy Bermuda seed, it's going to be common Bermuda seed and it won't match your existing turf. And the beauty of Bermuda is that it spreads out laterally and it fills in those weak spots for you. So overseeding is not necessary. The first thing that you need to be doing for a thick green lawn is mowing. And in the case of Bermuda grass, you need to mow low. So I use a reel mower, so I'm able to maintain at a little over a ½ inch, but I know that most of y'all have rotary mowers, so you can't go quite that low. But even with a rotary, you need to mow about as low as your mower will allow you to. So that's probably gonna be around 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches for most of y'all. And there is a few tips that go with mowing. The first one being just mowing frequency. You wanna mow as often as you can. So we're talking at least twice a week. And if you're really serious about it, tick that up to 3 or even 4 times a week. Another tip would be to keep your blade or your reel sharp. So if you have a rotary mower, you probably wanna be sharpening your blade at least twice a season or replacing your blades. And if you have a reel mower, it's probably a good idea to invest in some backlapping compound. That way you can keep your reel sharp at home. The last thing I'm gonna mention is something called the 1/3 rule. And that just says that we don't wanna cut off more than 1/3 of our grass blade every single time we mow. And if you do cut off more than a 1/3, it's not really the end of the world, especially with Bermuda grass, but it's just gonna stress the plant more and it's going to be harder and it's going to take longer for the plant to recover. If you're mowing all the time, then you're not going to break the 1/3 rule and you're going to have happy, healthy turf. And while we were on the topic of shortcut Bermuda, I just wanted to give y'all a comparison of what shortcut Bermuda looks like compared to long cut Bermuda. And you can tell if we're going for a thick turf, then we need to keep it cut short, because look how many leaf blades the short one is shooting off compared to the thinner long one. The second thing you need to be doing to have a thick green lawn is watering properly. And Bermuda grass needs 1 inch of water per week. And right now in New Braunfels, we can only water 1 day a week because of drought restrictions. So what I do is I water in the morning and I use 2 ½ inch cycles that are spaced about 2 hours apart. And I do that to prevent saturation of the ground and hopefully saving some water from runoff. If you don't have an underground irrigation system, I'm actually gonna go ahead and recommend, because I've used this for an entire year now, made a video on it last year if you wanna check it out, but this is the Orbit Tripod Sprinkler. And as far as overground sprinklers go, this thing has awesome pressure, and really, really good coverage. I bought this to supplement my watering in the backyard last year because the irrigation system runs along the fence line and then the side of the house, and the middle of the yard kind of has a little trouble getting enough water, and this thing has done great for me for an entire year now, so I wanted to go ahead and recommend that. And then there's a couple of accessories as well. So the first thing that I want to recommend anytime you're using something with a hose is this quick connect set, and it just consists of two parts: the part that's going to connect to the hose and then the part that connects to the sprinkler in this case. And the way it works is you just pull back on this little cuff right here and you snap it into place, and now you're connected and you're ready to water. And when you're done, you just do the opposite. You pull down and you pull it off the sprinkler, and you don't have to screw the hose on and unscrew the hose every single time that you're done using the sprinkler. So that is awesome. And then the last thing that I wanted to recommend here were these measuring cups, and they come in a pack of 10, and you can spread these out along the station that you are measuring. And the purpose here is that we're seeing how long it takes to put down 1 inch of water in the station that we are watering. So you spread these out and you just time how long it takes to put out that 1 inch, and now you know you're not going to be wasting water every single time you water. If you're on a budget, you could also do this with tuna cans in your lawn. The third thing that you need to be doing for a thick green lawn is fertilizing. And I'm using the Yard Mastery lineup this year, but it doesn't matter what fertilizer you decide to use. You want to put down about 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet in your lawn every 4 to 6 weeks. Now, if you're still unsure about some of that math, or you're not super confident, then I would go ahead and just put down whatever it tells you as the bag rate every 2 months. All right, y'all, I've actually got a graduation to go to, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right there. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like. If you're liking the content and you wanna continue to see more of it, hit the red subscribe button below. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I wanted to give y'all one last shot of the yard. It is looking really, really good. Lawn Insider out.